The more I'm hearing, the more I'm reading, friends, the more furious I am becoming. As I did mention, I almost went to this rally up in Butler, but I had a meeting here in down south here, and so I stayed here. I could have been at this rally myself. I put a special update out yesterday about President Trump being shot yesterday at his rally here in Pennsylvania, just about an hour from here. He was hit in the ear, narrowly missing his head. And the simple thing is, where was the Secret Service? We are hearing reports now that they were told 5 to 7 minutes before the shooter started shooting. There was even a man pointing at the shooter for 5 minutes. And the Secret Service was looking at the guy like, what? The Department of Homeland Security was requested. Biden's Department of Homeland Security has been, let me just read this. A source familiar with Trump's security detail tells the Federalist that the former and future president's detail has been asking for beefed up protection and resources for weeks, but has been rebuffed time and again by Biden's Department of Homeland Security. DHS, which oversees Secret Service's protection detail, wasn't responsive to those requests for more resources. Biden stripped President Trump's security detail. The security detail, whether they just didn't have enough resources or whatever, ignored a credible threat. The police were verbally told of the shooter climbing on the roof with a rifle. The police either did not further that on to the Secret Service or did, and it was not responded to. The shooter fired all 5 rounds before the Secret Service even responded. The Secret Service, let's just put this out this way. The Secret Service failed to protect the president. They failed to identify the shooter. They failed to provide protection during the attack. They failed to end the shooter before he was finished shooting. The only thing that they actually accomplished is killing the suspect before he could testify. This is how it goes when the government's trying to assassinate you. The shooter is always killed, on the scene, dead. Now, I'm not saying that that shouldn't have happened necessarily, but I do notice that he wasn't shooting when the Secret Service started shooting at him. He was done shooting. His rifle was empty when they finally engaged him. The president was already on the ground of his own accord. He got down. The Secret Service agents belatedly got up there after the bullets were all done whizzing past. Is that how the Secret Service works? They just kind of watch you while you get shot at? And they just kind of let it happen? Oh, well, there might be a shooter up there. We don't want to do anything about it. Let's just sit back. We've been told to stand down. What's going to come out in the coming days? I don't know. It's Sunday, and I'm sorry to get you guys all riled up. I'm shooting this late Saturday evening, so but that's what we're hearing out there. So we have the left going completely bonkers. Reid Hoffman, just hours earlier, said, "Yeah, I wish I had made him an actual martyr." That's the kind of comments we're dealing with from the left. The left was actively ginning up support to eliminate President Trump. President Biden's infamous statement of putting President Trump in the crosshairs, on the bullseye. And yet, this is what happens from that type of rhetoric. President Trump has issued a statement offering his condolences to the spectator that was killed and the 2 spectators who were critically injured, and prayers for them. In part, he said, "I was shot with a bullet that pierced my upper right ear." A report that the shooter shot at least 5 shots. It seems like 5. And then there was a total of approximately 9 shots in total. So the rest of those shots seem to be Secret Service or police. Who knows? Maybe it was just the police that they're only ones who actually did anything. This was a critical failure. If reports are accurate from the spectator there, who seems to be credible, he's upset that they did not listen to him. He spoke with a police officer, pointed out the shooter climbing on the roof, not in uniform, and they did nothing. Pointing at the location of the shooter. If you're a sniper posted there and you see somebody in the crowd pointing, what should be your natural inclination? To go look at what they're pointing at. And if the snipers were not in position, there was at least one sniper, because we see them walk in front of the stage and stand in front of the stage. Why was that sniper, or why were the snipers not posted in such a place where they had a view of the angles that could attack the president? This is serious stuff, friends. This is serious stuff. Where was the Secret Service? Why did they fail to do their job? The Secret Service detail head should immediately resign. These are critical failures. I know nobody in the Biden White House or the administration or Department of Homeland Security. Frankly, I wonder if the Secret Service should be pulled off of this and the TSA should take over, because they might, I don't know, actually do a better job. I'm furious. And I know a bunch of you guys are too. As these details are coming out, that this should have been prevented. There was ample opportunity. Opportunity after opportunity was missed by the people on the ground. The failure to beef up his security detail when requested. And I need to watch my words. I would say it a different way, but in the times that we're living in right now, people should be fired from their positions. Or if they have a shred of decency, should resign. Those are harsh words. Those are hard words. But one person is dead, 2 people critically injured, and the former president of the United States lies bleeding with 5 bullets barely missing his head. There are pictures of the bullets whizzing past his head. Why does the Secret Service exist if not for this? For moments like these. And in the moment of the greatest need, they failed. How many snipers have they taken out so far this year? I don't believe any. They had the moment and they failed to rise to the occasion. Whether lulled into complacency or whether short-staffed intentionally by the White House. RFK, he still doesn't have a Secret Service detail. I keep wanting to call it Social Security, but honestly, the Social Security Administration might have done a better job than the Secret Service on this one too. The way that they cracked down on senior citizens, if we had somebody that aggressive cracking down on this shooter before he opened fire. In 5 to 7 minutes, they could have at least issued him some forms to keep him busy. I don't know. I used to work up in this area, and this is hard-hitting. This is hard-hitting stuff. And I know there's a lot of people who are pretty mad right now. Channel that 2 ways. Practical, peaceful means. Donate to the Trump campaign. Donate to congressional Republican campaigns if they're conservative. If they're not conservative, then find someone else who is. In neighboring districts, neighboring states where Senate seats, support conservatives, support libertarians out there who are going to represent us, the people, and not the DC swamp. Okay? Pour that energy into productive sources. Volunteer for campaigns if you can. Talk to others about politics and try to convert them to vote properly, especially younger people. Explain to them as best you can. Demonstrate to them the failures of socialism. Demonstrate to them how facts matter more than feelings, right? Show them the failings, the racism, and all that of Joe Biden and these other people that are on his team. So 1, peaceful energy. 2, prepare, friends. Prepare. Get all the stuff that you need. Get prepared for you. Okay? Get prepared for you. And when you feel like you are somewhat prepared for you, prepare for other people. Make sure that not only do you have enough supplies for you, boomsticks and all the likes, and the freedom seeds to go in them. Make sure you have more to share. Make sure you have more to share. Are we headed that direction? Well, friends, where does it go from here? Where does it go from here? Is somebody going to get so upset that they do something stupid to respond to this? Or maybe somebody on the left is so disappointed that they decide to go try to do something as well, to finish the job or something like that. Where do we go from here? If this becomes a tick for tat, violent situation, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, is that the direction we're headed in? It very well could be. There are there is not one America anymore. There are 2 Americas, maybe 3. There's the right, the left. There's the political right and left, and then there's the people who just want to be left alone, right? Who seem to line up more on the right side of the spectrum politically than others, but are extremely frustrated with the rhinos out there. Political. As long as there's an opportunity to resolve this peacefully and through political processes, we should try to do that. But also realize that if this thing starts going stuff hitting the fan style, you need to be prepared for that eventuality too. And if you're older and you don't have military experience, I would recommend learning skills that can be supportive to conflict. Radio skills. Learn drone skills. Learn supply and logistics things. Stock up logistics, stock up supplies that can be used to help. If it comes to, push comes to shove, friends, it's going to be the 18-year-olds. The 18-year-olds are going to be taken off into the woods, trained, and they're going to be the ones who do the lion's share of any conflict. That's the simple facts of the matter. And they're going to be trained by people who have been trained and who know how to train. I know everyone's got the ideas of the old guys running up and down the mountains, and that's probably not how it's going to work out. Probably not how it's going to work out. It may in certain circumstances come to that, but think about protecting your family, growing food, becoming as self-sufficient as possible, supporting other people who need to be supported and helped. That's the practical of it. Political, do what you can politically to help. Because if we can resolve this thing peacefully and through the use of legal means, then that is, I can't even explain how exponentially better that is than going down the other road. But we may have to go down the other road. We may not have a choice. And if that comes to it, be prepared for that. You don't buy a first aid kit and go, hey, I'm looking forward to getting injured. No, you buy the first aid kit in case it happens. In the same case, we need to be preparing and getting stocked up and prepared for the difficult times that could come upon us very quickly. If this had gone just a few inches over, we'd be having a very different conversation, wouldn't we? We'd be having a very different conversation. If he hadn't missed, we would be having a very different conversation. And we might already be on that dark road tonight. Friends, stay sharp out there. Get your stuff in order, because you may not have opportunity in the future. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. We'll get our update out this afternoon. I needed to get this out to you as soon as possible this morning, and I will see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.